See, hopefully my phone will not fall on me. Let's get that out of the way. Hey all, I hope you guys are doing well. This is honestly my second time filming. I swear, anytime I try to record myself, I always have to record myself multiple times in order for me to get it right. Had a blunder with the cards. So tarot, this is going to be a tarot read. So I don't know if y'all could see it. It's like see, it's kind of like mystical, fairy-esque, Middle East, not Middle Eastern, but Middle Ages-esque sort of like deck. It's pretty cool. I like it. But I don't want this video to be like a really long video. I'm gonna just go and just start shuffling this. When I was shuffling, it was so bad, and maybe I should have kept it as like a maybe I should have kept it as like one of those blooper videos, but it was like really bad. You guys will not see it. Yeah, y'all are not gonna see it. I'm gonna go ahead and let that be a clearing of my cards. Let's see. And I'm really like slow with my shuffling, but I typically try to just zone out and just let my hands just do whatever. Whether it's like if they want to just do this or whatever, and I just zone out. And then I go through 3 passes. Ooh, shit. Only thing is, it can be volatile when I do this. Like cards will like just pop out and I'm like, shoot, I don't want that to happen. But sometimes that's a valid reason. Let's see. And this is just going to be a general reading for the week. What's going to be happening. Well, maybe what's going to happen. Tarot is not generally for fortune telling, as that's not really what it is for. It's like, it's, that's the third. It's generally, and also I'm going to separate it again. It's generally something that is used to like help you make a decision, help you really think. But I also like to think that, tarot can have that metaphysical property, right? It can definitely have that metaphysical property. And this is for you guys. And this is for you guys. I got to make that intention clear. All right. Also, I'm doing this on my little drawing tablet here. Oh, shoot. This is so crazy. I was thinking about love and lovers, but usually the lovers, oh my gosh. So y'all may actually see this and maybe in reverse, so I apologize. And it was also a little bit foggy and messed up. But the lovers basically is kind of like, it can be about love, but it's ultimately about choices. That's what I know in regards to love. Love is all about choices. And then I'm just laying out these cards. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm just going to do this as a 3-card spread. So first, I got the lovers. Then I got the world, which I think is so interesting. So I think maybe y'all have been having issues with like maybe choices and maybe love. That may be what's going on. And then you got, let's see, the 8 of Swords. Actually, I feel like the lovers is actually the main issue, because that was something I was thinking about too, like choices, love, and all that stuff. So I'm going to draw a 4th card. Actually, yeah, we're getting a little bit wonky with all this. All right. So we got the Queen of Wands, right? The Queen of Wands. All right, now let me see what all this stuff means, and I got like 4 minutes. See, this is one of the challenges for me with this. So it looks like there are some issues with decisions, like you're coming out of crossroads. There may be some issues with love. We are going through this whole Mercury retrograde thing. So, like, you know, maybe some people are dealing with issues with an ex or something like that. Maybe tempted to go back to an ex, or maybe even thinking about that. There is like kind of like that decision that has to be that somewhat wants to be made, or whatever, or you feel like you need to be making these decisions. So you got the World card, and maybe whoever this person or whatever choices that you made, maybe they were definitely worldly. Maybe the relationship was based on, just, oh gosh, I'm gonna go really, really, really out there with this one. I'm gonna see if anything resonates with this, because that way I have this set up is the World card is actually on the past. This is reading kind of like, the situation, and then this is the Eight of Swords, which honestly, that's presently, y'all are, I feel like a lot of people are going through an Eight of Swords moment, which, let me show this again. It's showing like this lady, she's in woe, and, or just kind of confused, in a state of just paralysis. She also has swords kind of like around her. Looks like, it's almost giving Nine of Swords energy, but this is Eight of Swords. It also, eight is also one of those numbers of cycles. It's also a Saturnian number too. So like, whatever this is, I think with the Lovers, or whatever decision that you have to make in regards to love or relationships, or even maybe just finances, even, like, I think this is the correct time to be kind of like doing that introspection, because this is Mercury retrograde. This is definitely giving Mercury retrograde, you know, like looking at the past, right? And all that stuff. Being bogged down by the past. I think that's literally what this card is meaning. Um, let's see, the World card. I'm trying to think about the World card for you guys, but I honestly think it honestly may mean just like the whole world is going through whatever the heck is going on, with this, like, this feeling of stagnation. But the good news is that there is some new energy. There is the Queen of Wands that is coming in, so there is a little bit of hope. It literally, the Queen of Wands, I mean, she literally has this wand thing that has flowers on it. There's like a sunflower that's near it as well. There's like a cat. So it's like, and also there's like spring all around her, which I think is so interesting. Queen of Wands is associated with fire, I think. Well, swords are associated with wind. Wands are associated with fire. I mean, this is Aries season. I mean, the very fact that I did get the Queen of Wands, and then apparently there's this like a resurgence of like feminine energy that's going on. So I guess, honestly, this reading, I was a little bit worried about this reading that I wouldn't be accurate, but it looks like it's hitting home. Shoot, and it's almost 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and let this be 10 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a yapper, but I may go a little bit more in depth with this reading in the comments. This video is going to go on TikTok. Also, I probably need to get breakfast soon. It is the morning. Yeah, so the World card. The World card is really what's messing me up. Is like, because that's in the past section. And honestly, I feel like, maybe, just maybe, like, the whole world, like, it's not just a singular issue that we're dealing with. Maybe it's a world issue, even though it is in the past section. So it's like, we've been definitely dealing with like world events, everybody being kind of connected in a sense. Honestly, that may be actually what it is. I think that's what the message is in this reading, is that a lot of people are kind of feeling like this, they're feeling this dilemma of the Lovers, or decisions that have to be made, or like issues with love, right? I think a lot of people feel like there is this duality that's going on. Um, and it's very much like impacting the world. A lot of people are feeling it, I think. And then, you know, yeah, basically that's what it is. And then you got the Eight of Swords, which I'm seeing that here. And it looks like, it's just like a lot of people are just bogged down by, bogged down mentally, because the swords is also rules the mental scape. Um, so yeah. Now the message here though is like, it looks like mentally we're all kind of like trapped in our head, right? But we also have to remember like that fire of hope. Like there's always going to be some new person that's going to come in. There's new people that's going to come into our lives, right? So you know how Mercury retrograde always talks about how like it's notorious for bringing people exes together and shit like that, right? Well, that's the thing. I mean, maybe this reading is trying to tell you not to actually go back to that ex. Maybe don't look back in the past, and maybe look for more so of the hope of the future, which is that is the Queen of Wands right here. This is somebody that could be inspirational, may inspire you to do stuff. Um, maybe just, or maybe it's just not, maybe it's not even a person, maybe it's just an opportunity. So I think really it's just kind of like right now, let's wait. Let's wait for like, let's wait, but let's also not ever settle for what's in the past or what's accepted by the world or whatever, right? Like let's just kind of like let's just kind of like, let's look at the beacon of hope, right? Let's look at the beacon of hope. Let's not look at like what's in the past or what the world is seeing. I hope y'all are catching what I'm saying, right? Shoot, it's 12 minutes. I'm going to close this out. Now, on the back, and I always read the bottom of the deck as well. It's a new thing I'm trying to do. The Moon card. So that does suggest that there are some things that are hidden in the shadows that you guys should definitely be aware of. But the thing about the Moon card, I always say this about the Moon, is like, even though like this card is all malefic, the Moon, oh my goodness, but remember, the Moon reflects light. You can use that light to basically guide you through the dark forest, right? Even though things may be dark or whatever, again, you can, if you have a little bit of light, there's always a little bit of light, right? Like, shoot, everything's light, right? Heat signatures, that's light. Even the light from the moon, right? That's reflected light. So it's just kind of like, in a sense, it's just like light is always in the darkness. I would say that. So it's like, really, it's just like, even if it's your own internal light or the light of the moon that guides you, right? There's always some type of guidance. So it could be that ray of hope. Always have that ray of hope. Always look for the light, but also be aware that there also are, the moon is also associated with illusions, right? So be aware of false lights as well. Be investigative. Understand that we are kind of navigating in kind of like these really weird waters, but ultimately it's just like, use your discernment, but be hopeful. Don't ever think like, things are kind of like, dark or in despair or whatever. Anyway, this was a reading for March 23rd. Yeah, 23rd, I think. Hold on. Yeah, 23rd. 23rd. This is a reading for March 23rd and the week ending March 29th. And this is for TikTok. I don't know, maybe I'll post on my Instagram, maybe not, who knows. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Actually, I'm going to pull one thing real quick for you guys. All right. I do this. I'm so sorry. I hope TikTok actually accepts this long ass video. Otherwise, I'm going to have to redo all this. All right. Clearing. And then I'm just going to just do it as like one shuffle because, you know, we're just going to have fun with this. And then if you guys want me to, I can always do another one. I can do daily readings maybe. Well, just don't drain me with like the requests. All right. All right. All right, now it's done. All right. Okay, the Mirai, future. All right, so we're looking. So it looks like we probably are looking into the future, honey. So the Mirai, the future. Shoot. So the fates. You know how the fates kind of like, you know, they spin. You know how the Mirai, they, you know, in ancient lore, they spin, you know, one sister, they spin, you know, the thread of life. One maintains it or helps it in a direction, and then there's one that just kind of snips it. Yeah, so this is it suggesting like definitely some higher level shit's going on. Let's just say that. Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to read this. To this, we should seek our potential future by divination, then work to change the prediction. We don't like it. Oh, gosh. Sorry if I'm not. Okay, then work to change the prediction if we don't like it. We can appeal to Zeus or whatever spiritual person you want to, you know, contact. But also, we should have confidence in our free will and ability to bend the energy and achieve a better outcome. This combination of both asking for a potential future, prayer, and understanding, also understanding that within limits, we have the power and potency to alter it. Okay, so basically saying divine the future, use your discernment, but also you also have the ability to change your fate. That's basically what this card is saying. All right, so this is 17 minutes. I will see you guys later. Hasta luego.